So this is your do now question, and you have to plot each one of these points. So here's 1 comma 0. Remember to go to your x values first. 1 comma 0, 1 comma 1, 1 comma negative 1, 1 comma 2, 1 comma negative 2, and 1 comma 3, negative 3, 4, and negative 4. Now what do they all have in common? All of them have in common this x value. They all have x, 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 all values of 1. So what they all have x equals 1. That's what their commonality is. Now we'll repeat the same process for the second set. 0, comma 2, 1, comma 2, 1, comma 2, 3, 2, negative 3, 2, 5, 2, and negative 5, 2. Now again, they all have in common the same thing, except for this time it's going to be a y value of 2. All those have y's of 2. So they all have in common y equals 2. Now it says connect the dots, so I'll do that with a line. There we go. That line and this line represent two different things. One represents an x, one represents a y. Now this is very, very important. Your y values go horizontal like this. Your x values go vertical like this. For example, if this is x equals 1, if I duplicate this line, that is x equals 2, that's x equals 3, this is x equals 4, and then 5, this is y equals 2, y equals negative 1, y equals negative 3, y equals, 2, 4. Okay, so y values go horizontal, x values go vertical. So this is our objective for today. You will be able to graph ordered pairs on a coordinate plane, identify the domain and range as a set of a relation, show relations as a set of mappings, and most importantly, graph single variable lines, x are vertical and y are horizontal. This last portion, x is vertical, y is horizontal, we did that in our do now. Remember that, that's the most important part of today. Now, when I ask what letter is 4, 2, most of you guys will say N. That's the correct answer. If you said B, it's because you went up 4, to the right 2, instead of to the right 4, and then up 2. The x-coordinate, these go left and right. The y-coordinate is vertical. So the x-coordinate goes this way. Y-coordinate goes this way. So when we talk about the y-axis, it's this one. On the x-axis, it's the one that goes left and right. Okay. First numbers are measured on the red. Second numbers are measured on the blue. Okay, so we're going to label the following points. 3, comma 2. We're going to go to the right. We're going to start here at the origin. Go to the right 1, 2, 3, and then up 1, 2. 4.2. Go negative 3. Again, start here at the origin. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, up 1, 2. Point 3, start at the origin again. Negative 3, 1, 2, 3, down 1, 2. There's point 3. Again, we'll start at the origin. Go positive 3, 1, 2, 3, and then go down 2, 1, 2. Now, each one of these 4 boxes here, these big 4 boxes, are labeled a quadrant, and they match to the number. I'm sure you covered this in Ms. Castellanos' class. Quadrant 1 is the top right, 2 to the left, 3 to the bottom, and 4 to the right. Okay, for your students who question, same thing. We'll start at the origin, go to the right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I'm a little bit off. This should be right here. For the second one, negative 4, starting at the origin, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I'm a little off. It should be right here. Point 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm off on all of them. It's okay. And this one is positive 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down 5. Should be here. They should all be scooted in 1. Keep that in mind. Again, the quadrants, quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Point 1 is in quadrant 1, point 2 is in quadrant 2, etc. Which one is in quadrant negative 1, 2 in? Here's negative 1 up 2. This should be quadrant 2. Should be up here again, not down there. This is not, shouldn't be there. It should be here. Negative 1, comma 2. Now, all of these quadrants have certain properties. These are positive, comma positive. This is negative, comma positive. These numbers are all negative, comma negative, and these numbers are all positive, comma negative. Ordered pairs must all be in parentheses. Let's erase this before we get confused. All right, we'll skip past that. Now, this is very important. I'm going to skip A, B, C, A, B, and we'll go straight to C. Now, this point here, again, your x value will start here at the origin. I don't go left and right any, so the first number should be 0. Your second number is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 0, negative 4. Okay? Now, with this number, when they ask you for the quadrant, it's in not quadrant 1, not in quadrant 2, 3, or 4. It's on the y-axis. This is on the y-axis. It is not in any quadrant. Okay, so this one, negative 5, 4, again, negative, positive, that's quadrant 2. Negative, negative, quadrant 3. 0, 3, anything that starts with a 0 is going to be on the y-axis. Anything that ends in 0 is going to be on the x. The word domain, this is in the bottom left of your paper. Okay, the bottom left corner of your paper. The word domain particularly talks about the first set of coordinates in ordered pair. Here's an ordered pair. I'll give you an example. Negative 2, comma 3. We're talking about the first set. We're talking about the negative 2. So these are your x values. Okay, domain and range. Range is a second set. Well, here's a second set. So that means that these are your y values. A relation is a set of numbers. For example, this would be a relation. If you look at question number 1 from your do now, that is also a relation. So kind of gives you an idea of what things are. If you put them all together, more than one ordered pair, it's a relation. Okay. Okay, given the relation, find the domain. Domain, remember, are all my x values. These are all my y values. So here's my x's, x, x, x. Therefore, we have 3, 1, negative 2. And then range are all my y values, 1, 2, 3. So my range is 2, 6, and 0. Okay, that process repeats here. Again, domain, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are my numbers. And again, my range values are my y values. Now, there is a mistake here, so keep this in mind. I shouldn't have a positive 5. There are no positive 5s in these ranges. But I have 2 negative 5 values, but I only write it once, not twice. So if there's a repetition and I'm listing my range, I only write it once. Okay, tables are, again, just tables. They're sets of boxes where things are organized. All my x values go on the left. All my y values go on the right. And they must match. 3 and 2 must go together. 1 and 6 are an ordered pair. Negative 2 and 0 are an ordered pair. Okay, I'm mapping the same thing. I have x and y. Now these can go in any order. There's no specific order in which they're grouped in each circle, but they have to be matched by arrow to the correct pair. 3 and 2 are together here, so therefore 3 and 2 together here. 1 and 6 are together here, therefore 1 and 6 are together here. And negative 2 and 0 are together here, just like they are here. Yours should be exactly the same. List them. You can list them in any order you like, as long as they do match with their partners on the right for the tables. For the mapping, again, the order doesn't matter. It can be in any order you'd like. What you notice is there are 2 negative 5s here. There are 2 negative 5s on the table, because every table represents one ordered pair each. But here on the right, I only wrote it once. So the arrows, I have 2 arrows going to that number instead of just 1. So the domain 2, 4, 3, and 4. So that's going to be number 3. I didn't relist the 4 twice. I didn't pick number 1. Range is the same thing. All the y values go together, and 1 was never listed twice. These are your instructions for today. We'll get to our stations.